light my car on fire! You take my family away from me, now you light my car on fire! Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Hey, good day, ladies and gentlemen, or gentlemen and ladies. Welcome to Innocent Stuff Podcast or Innocent Stuff channel. If this is your first time joining us in this channel, why don't you give us the CABA special, the CABA special, which is the Carry a Brother Along special, by liking my videos and subscribing to my channel. And as always, let us get right into it. This is an episode on the wrong woman will destroy your life. I repeat, the wrong woman will destroy your life. And by this, I am referring to these men or modern day men who do not put in the time and effort into vetting and scrutinizing the woman they choose to let into their lives. Be it your wife, be it your girlfriend, your fiance, whatever it is, or whoever these women or these women are. And this has led to a lot of pain, agony, and anguish in the life of these men. I mean, literally, I'm literally talking about this right now and seriously hammering the nail on the head of this topic. This topic has been overlooked. Nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to shine some light on it because at the end of the day, men these days are no longer interested in the mindset of the woman they choose to spend their life with. They are no longer interested in the ideologies these women subscribe to. They're no longer interested in the family background of these women. They're no longer interested in the qualities these women bring into their home, bring into their life. They're no longer interested in these qualities like submissiveness, caring, kindness, nurturing, feminine gracefulness, etc. They are not interested in it. All they care about these days is or are have a nice shape, have a banging body, a pretty face, boobies, and ass. That is all they care about. And after they have subscribed or after they have chosen this kind of women who have these qualities or who have this body, this banging body, they now so much care about. 5 years or 10 years into their marriage or into their life, or even 20 years into their marriages or into their life, they are led to ruin. These women basically mess them up. These women destroy their life by either paternity fraud, either infidelity, or either taking them to the divorce court where they are dry cleaned of everything they have worked for, from bank money in the bank, from properties and assets, even to the extent of household properties. These women siphon everything from them. Why? Because they choose not to invest that little time or effort into scrutinizing these women, because they choose not to invest that little time or effort into getting to know these women, getting to know how they think, getting to know how their mind works, getting to know the kind of ideology they subscribe to, getting to know what actually makes them or what actually moves them to act the way they do. They do not want to invest that time or effort. I'm not even talking about learning game. No, this is not about learning game. This is not about gaming women, or this is not about approaching women. This is about knowing the kind of women you're supposed to let into your life, because at the end of the day, her mindsets, her ideologies, and her attitudes and characters are what is going to raise your kids. Not her pretty face, not her banging body, not her boobies or ass, her mindset. Every day we talk about these things, but ironically, men still ignore it. And I don't know why they do so. They ignore it. Yes, they do. Because if they do not ignore it, we wouldn't be hearing about divorce cases where men are rid of everything they've worked for. We wouldn't be hearing men committing one crime or the other because the women they choose to spend their life with committed paternity fraud on them or was cheating on them. We wouldn't be hearing these things if only they put in that little time or effort into vetting and scrutinizing these women properly to know the kind of value they bring into their life. They choose not to do it. And you see them getting their life destroyed. And by getting their life destroyed, I'm talking about these videos I'll be playing shortly. So enjoy.
So how much did my divorce cost me? Well, this is a fantastic question. There's direct and there's indirect costs. Direct costs, I lost $106,000 out of my 401k retirement plan I spent 20 years contributing to. I also lost half the equity in the home, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, cash, and savings that I also spent 20 years contributing to. I also lost half of all the non liquid assets like furniture, household goods, electronics, cars. Keep in mind, I paid for all of these. And this is in addition to financially supporting her and her/our daughter for 17 years, which is many hundreds of thousands of dollars. I'm now broke, live in a 2-bedroom apartment, and have a negative net worth for the first time since I was, 25. Indirect costs: my job, my sobriety, my self worth, my masculinity, my hope for the future, my ability to trust women again, my belief in God, my pride, my motivation, my physical health. I don't know, let's just say everything.
Everything. She took him to the dry cleaners and they dry cleaned him of everything he's worked for. His entire savings from since when he turned into an adult to the point he got married to the lady. Even the household goods, the furnitures in the house, she took half of it. She took half of his retirement funds. She's basically set for life while he has to start his life all again. And if he has kids, I don't know if he mentioned it, if he had kids, he'll be paying her what? Child support. From what? From the little he has to be getting from his job or getting from whatever it is he chooses to do again with his life. He has to pay child support to her, which if he fails to pay this child support, he will be jailed or will be sent to prison. This game is rigged against men, and they wonder why men are checking out of marriage, why men are refusing to get married, because there is no incentive in getting married for men. The only reason men are getting married or men are even having kids these days is because they want to upkeep this legacy. They have a legacy to uphold. They have to keep their lineage going. That is the only reason men are getting married these days. Aside from that, men are not getting married. The statistics are showing it. Records are showing it that marriages are in decline. The number of persons getting marriages are in decline. Why? Because men are waking up to the fact that, oh, this is how it is now. Oh, this marriage institution is no longer out there to make a home. It's no longer out there for us to make us protectors and providers of the house. Instead, they are out here to destroy us. They're out here to use us as an empowerment scheme for these women. Men are now understanding it. They basically took everything from him. And I don't know, man. I'm just wishing him the best of luck and wishes him that he finds his foothold and his foundation again and start building. Because that is, at the end of the day, that is the only incentive it is to being a man. You have the time. No matter how wrong your life has been or no matter how wrong your life has gone, the path it took, good or bad, you have the time to reinvent yourself. You have the time to find yourself again and start striving and building up yourself. And I wish him the best of luck. And I seriously do wish him the best of luck. So, gentlemen, vet the women you let into your life.
Why are you gonna let my car? I just fucking got it. Why are you gonna let it on fire? Why? Look it. I have nothing now. I have nothing. You let my car on fire. You take my family away from me. Now you let my car on fire. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? Look what that is. That's all I fucking had. That's where the fuck I sleep and you light that shit on fire. Are you fucking kidding me?
You left your cigarette.
No, I didn't. A cigarette would not cause that.
Yeah, you
No,
would.
it wouldn't.
You left it by the center
Yeah,
console.
yeah, I left it by the center console, yeah? I really did. I really did, yeah? That's how I get to work, no! You're fucking going to jail, you let my fucking car on fire! Fuck you!
Wickedness, man. This is wickedness. This is an act you do out of contempt, out of wickedness, out of hatred. And what could cause this hatred? I mean, they were married once, right? Yes, they were married. She's his ex or his ex-wife. But out of contempt, out of disgust, out of hate for him, you've divorced him, you've taken his kids away from him, he's paying you child support at the end of the day. You took everything from him basically. Now he has to reinvent himself, he has to start all over again. He even got a new car. What? For work, right? Yes, he got a new car for work. And what did you do at the end of the day? You went to lit his car on fire. You burned his car. Why?
I can't make sense of it. I really can't make sense of it. It makes no fucking sense.
Now you understand what I'm talking about, gentlemen. Do you understand it? That the wrong woman will ruin your life. Picking a wife or the mother of your children is one of the greatest decisions you make in your life. Men take these as trivialities. It is not. It is not a triviality. That is why they advise you not to rush into marriage. That is why they advise you to properly scrutinize and vet these women. Do a proper background check onto these women in every way possible. Everything he lives for, you've taken it from him. And when you've taken all these things from him, what do you expect? What do you expect from him? Resentment, hate towards women. And you hear them saying, we can never trust women again. We can never. These women turn into full-blown misogynists. And when you have us here in the ROP space, that's the rescue space, telling men to, hey, have standards in your life. Make proper choices, life choices, so you don't end up like these men. Vet these women properly before you let them into your life. When you have us saying is, these women choose to call us misogynists. These emasculated and feminized men also curtailed along their routes, also calling us misogynists, calling us incels, women haters. Man, what have you not been called on this space? Just because we are trying to tell men, enlighten men, encourage them to have standard, encourage them to not pick any and anyhow women they see out there and make them wife. To not make wives out of hoes, because at the end of the day, it will come around to bite you in the butt. It's just like someone training a lion cub. And when it eventually turns into an adult, you expect it not to eat you when it gets hungry. No, it will definitely eat you. That's just a scenario I'm trying to paint here. And I do hope you understand what I'm saying. Because liking these women to lion cubs, you forget their true nature. You forget what they are capable of doing. You forget how they were trained, how they were raised. You ignore all these things. Because what? She looks pretty, because she's beautiful, because she has a nice figure. And at the end of the day, you're getting ruined, you're getting destroyed. You're looking at your life crumble right in front of your eyes because of what? You made a little mistake, an avoidable mistake, because you refuse to invest that little time or effort into doing a proper background check on the kind of lady or the kind of person she is. Change, man. Change or perish.
What's the most humbling experience you've ever had?
Without a question, that would be waking up in the hospital after being married 28 years and your wife's gone. She's run off with another man. I was in there for back surgery, but I didn't know she was already seeing someone else. And it was a shock. It was something I wasn't aware of. I even had an imagination that would happen after being married 28 years. That wasn't the bad part. It's just being blindsided and not realizing the groundwork that was being taken place. She was getting the post office box and selling my house. And I went from having a house on the golf course, a house at the beach at Gulf Shores, to no house at all. And basically the Alabama lawyer put me on the street without just anything that I worked all my life for. And now I'm 68. You know, I wish I'd made better plans. It reminds me of somebody told me one time, save money so money can save you. I didn't make any preparations at all for that. If anybody's watching this, they can learn from my mistake. I hope they do.
Save money so that money can save you. Yes, it's a good advice. But in this case, in most divorce cases, saving money so that money can save you does not work with them. Because when you run a joint account with your wife, and at the end of the day, you are divorced or the both of you are getting a divorce, they will split everything down the center. She will get half of everything in the savings account, notwithstanding that you are the one who worked for most of them. She will get half of it. And if you have kids, you're going to pay her child support, alimony. You're going to sell your house. Imagine he said he has houses on the golf course and houses on the Gulf Shore. These are properties placed at peak places, properties with peak value. People are rushing. and she proceeded to sell off these properties while he was in the hospital for back surgery. This is wickedness. And you wonder, when in retrospect, you wonder, how did I end up with such woman? How did I never see this coming? She was never like this. You start thinking of all this. She was never like this. She was this, she was that. No, she was not. She was all these things. But you refuse to vet her. You refuse to do a background check on her. You refuse to scrutinize her. Know her mentality, know how she thinks, the kind of ideology she subscribes to. Because at the end of the day, you realize that when you think about it, you realize that these red flags were there when you were dating. Yes, it was. They were all there, but you chose to overlook them because why? You were entranced by her figure, by her pretty face, by her boobie, by her ass. Her shape, basically. It enthralled you and you forgot every other. You threw common sense out of the window. And at the end of the day, you're left with nothing. You got burned so badly that anybody who hears this story would, man, it's really sad. And these things are avoidable. The number one, like I said, the number one thing is vetting these women properly before you let them into your life. Yes, it's the number one thing you do. Then there are other ways which you can protect yourself, other steps which you need to take to protect yourself, which you are supposed to take. But men do not take these steps. Every day, people are getting burned in marriages, men especially, are getting messed up in marriages because the marriage as an institution is rigged against men. It incentivizes these women to leave marriages. It pays them. Imagine when they divorce you, they get half of everything you've worked for. You pay them child support. Even at the cases where they have to pay child support for the children, they end up getting a lesser share while you take the major share of the child support. And you still think love is, what do you call it, happily ever after. You still think there is a soulmate for you out there. Would you also argue that these women who have messed these men up, did they not think they were their soulmates at some point? Did they not? Yes, they did. And now what happened? What happened to their soulmate? Their soulmate wants to take them to hell because they made a mistake. And like you said, I hope you guys are learning from their experiences. I hope you do not end up making such mistakes, because this mistake has cost men so much. And when I mean so much, it has cost some of them their sanity. Most of them are in psychiatric hospitals. Most of them are in therapy. Most of them are unable to trust women or have dealings with women again. Most of them have become gays. Do I talk about those ones who have self-terminated themselves? Suicide. Should I talk about those ones who could not bear the hurt anymore? They became violent and they end up going to get or enact revenge on these women who have messed up their life to that extent.
Now, wow.
These are societal problems plaguing men, which men have to wake up to and realize that, oh, this is real. We have to start working towards mitigating these risks in future. But they don't want to do it. Every day you go to the marriage registry, you see men getting married with no backup plans, no prenuptial agreements, no postnup. Your properties, assets and investments are not in a trust fund. No backup. Men are not dictating the terms of getting married, forgetting that they are the gatekeepers of relationships. They are the gatekeepers of commitment. If you don't commit to her, she can't get married to you. You are the one who will get married to her, not the other way around. They forget that aside from the society being or moving towards a femme-centric stage or scope now, you still have that little power as a gatekeeper of commitment and relationship. Why not make better of it? Why not make better decisions with that power? You have that power, why not make better decisions with it? They refuse to do it. And at the end of the day, they get burned, they get scarred by these experiences. These women commit paternity fraud, ruin them at divorce courts, cheat on them. Imagine he was in a hospital for back surgery. She ended up selling his house without his consent and served him a divorce paper while he was in the hospital. and ended up getting everything he's worked for. Is that not wickedness? What do we have to say for you to realize that this institution of marriage, or marriage as an institution, is rigged against you? It is rigged against you, no matter how you want to put it. We in the third world countries, we in African countries, which we consider to be more traditional, is also turning to the Western countries, because at the end of the day, African people, men and women, are copying the behaviors of these Westerners. They are being acculturated chronically, because at the end of the day, they copy these things, they go over to that place and they import these ideologies into the African society. Now, you think it's a joke? Go to marriage cards and see what's happening there. Go see the drama that is happening there. Go see husband and wife who spent 20, 15 years in marriage tearing themselves apart. At some point, he thought she was her soulmate. This person who has turned back to become a snake to bite you was once your soulmate, someone you shared a bed with. Now what's happened? Life is a beach, man. Life is a beach. Prepare yourself. People make a mistake of thinking marriage is happily ever after. No, marriage is a war. And if you are not prepared, you will lose, and you will lose badly, because at the end of the day, weak men will suffer. And that brings us to the end of this session. So, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, the channel is Innocent Stuff, and do well to give us a CABA special if you found this video interesting and educating. Hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more videos. Have a good life. See you next time.